Welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah, and we have a fantastic show for you. We're going to check out some great local restaurants, including Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. She's going to teach us how to do some cake decorating. So put on your Cake Boss cap and let's go. The Egg and I is also joining us, along with 1855 Saloon and Grill. This show is your guide to the best restaurants in town, so you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go coming up on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Hey folks, welcome back to The Restaurant Show. Joining us now is, of course, one of our favorite guests. We've got Kaz Scaife joining us from Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery over on Monona Drive, a fabulous place to go for all kinds of things. But first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to see you. And one of our favorite things, of course, about you is that you have an amazing bakery. And cakes, of course, are included. So Kaz is our kind of local cake boss. And so we're actually going to do some cake decorating today. Very excited. So tell us what we're going to do.
Well, we're going to do kind of a Valentine's themed cake. We're going to make some pink and other shade pink roses and just the green leaves, and we'll write on it. And so just some real basic stuff. So I'm just going to finish up the border here. I'm putting my cake on, it's called a turntable. And you can buy a like a cheap home version that, you know, will be better on the budget at like a Michael's or one of my favorite stores, the Vanilla Bean on Odana Road.
Oh, yes.
Or Hobby Lobby has this sort of thing in them.
So you don't have to walk all the way around your island while you decorate your cake.
You just kind of turn it on there. And so we're going to put a couple roses on our cake. It's kind of an advanced technique, but it's fun.
Now, do you get a lot of cake requests for Valentine's Day?
We do. What we're seeing more of is cookies.
Oh, okay.
And we say, our saying is say it with frosting. And we
I like that because I like frosting. So.
And you can order a custom designed
oh my goodness,
message on your cookie.
That's gorgeous. You did that so effortlessly. I didn't even realize that's what you were doing, making a little flower.
These are your special, your special scissors that you only use for your.
Is that how that's done? I had no idea.
Yeah,
so you just make the flower on a separate surface. How neat
Another
is
way
that?
that you can do it is you can get like some wax paper and put the rose on the wax paper and then pull that off and put it in the freezer to set up and then peel it off that way. Some people just get a little nervous placing it.
Wow, look at this. I'm just enamored by this. I was just saying before we started, I think this may be true, that somewhere inside us all is like a wannabe cake decorator because it's just so much fun. It's like an art project.
It's what launched my bakery career. I did an at-home Wilton cake decorating study, gosh, over 30 years ago. And I mastered my cake decorating, and people started, asking me to make cakes, and then people I didn't know would ask me. And pretty soon I was offered a job over at Ovens of Brittany when I had done a wedding cake for my husband's cousin, and I learned how to bake from the mother-in-law of Ovens of Brittany.
Oh, how neat is that?
And I still
so
have
now,
recipes.
in all of your years of wisdom and practice, can you actually teach others how to do this?
I sure do. We do cupcake decorating classes. We just had a fun one just this last week for an 8-year-old birthday. That was fun. And we try to teach based on like age level. Because some things, what makes me really excited is that I'll have my demo one that I've done, and then I'll say, okay, I'm going to teach you how to do this, and theirs will look just like mine.
That's the best. That's great. Because I don't feel like in watching you do this that I could do this. So you're saying that you can actually teach people to do things like this.
It's all about what frosting is coming out of the tip, and it's just learning your tips. And like this is a 104, it's a rose tip. And as the more you do your cake decorating, so here's a little rosebud that I'm doing.
Cute.
The more you do this, the more you just know what tip do you need to squeeze, and then you pull this off. Because I don't actually think I'm really good at art. I just know how to use these tips.
Oh, well, you're modest, but that looks amazing. And I love the idea of cake for Valentine's Day. Nobody's ever given me a Valentine's Day cake, but boy, I would be really happy on Valentine's Day if someone gave me a whole cake. That'd be awesome.
Well, this one might be yours.
It's gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it. So Let's talk a little bit also, because it's still chilly outside, so we're still going to Rosie's for great coffee, and you guys have, I mean, probably the best in the area, and the equipment over there too, if you're a coffee connoisseur, is very impressive. So talk to us a little bit about some of the coffee drinks that are good for this time of year.
Well, for Valentine's Day, a really good latte would be a white chocolate raspberry latte.
Oh my God.
Or you could do a mocha with cherry. We have all that stuff there.
Oh, yum.
And pair it with like a heart cookie or a fun sprinkled donut, and you're gonna be set for Valentine's Day and have all your sweets ready.
Day made for sure. White chocolate raspberry, that's an option? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know my next coffee drink. So that sounds great. And let's talk a little bit, before we started, you did mention that you are doing some wedding cakes right now too. So tell us about that. You said there's a couple Lego themes.
Yes.
Shout out to the Lego wedding cake people.
Oh my goodness, yeah. People are really doing some really interesting things with their weddings. It's no longer just that traditional white cake. We've done wedding, here we go.
Oh my God. And you do it all while talking and answering my hard-hitting journalism questions. That's just gorgeous. I love it.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
So yeah, our wedding cakes, people are doing, we have wedding donuts, then there's a coffee cake on top of it. People are still doing cupcakes, and then of course a lot of cakes, and just going with some really different themes. We have a Doctor Who theme, we have Legos.
Anything goes these days, I guess. Is that the deal?
I'm like done being blown away. It's like when you think you've heard it all.
Right.
But traditional is coming back too, and that makes me really excited. People are really into like the old like Jackie Kennedy cakes, you know, from like the 1960s and like 1950s. You're starting to see some of that retro come back, and I like that too.
That old glam. I love it.
Which has
I
like
was
a little bit.
I was going to ask if we're going to
We got to put a little bit of.
So what is this? You can eat this?
It's edible glitter.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what's real. It's a real old school sort of technique, but I like it.
It's gorgeous. Well, this is absolutely outstanding. I'm going to challenge you to stump Cause with you've got to order a wedding cake that blows her away, because it's getting hard to do these days. It sounds like Legos, and what was the other one you said?
We have a Doctor Who theme.
Can you believe it? That's incredible. Well, fabulous coffee, obviously amazing cakes. We were just talking about your carrot cake the other day.
Thank you.
And also some amazing breakfast, lunch. They have it all. Go check them out, Monona Drive. This is Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. Thanks, Cause.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. When we return, we are checking in with the Egg and I. They are winner of In Business Best Breakfast in Madison, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We are joined by a friendly, familiar face in one of our favorite restaurants and restaurant owners. This is Stephen Dascom from the Egg and I. We're so pleased to see you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So we're going to do a soup today.
Yeah.
So tell us which soup we're doing.
This is we call it a wild mushroom soup. It's a portobello mushroom soup.
Delicious. You've got these gorgeous mushrooms over here. I said when he came in that they looked like props, but they're not. They're real mushrooms.
They're the real deal.
And this beautiful selection of ingredients and your cute little bowls, all of this is about to be soup, so tell us how it's done.
Okay, well, in keeping with everything else, we actually cut up and make and use real ingredients and things.
I love it. So this is all chopped up by you at the restaurant.
I've already melted some butter.
Perfect.
And we're going to add some green onions to it. So
beautiful.
The same stuff you get at the store.
Fabulous. A little green onion.
A little regular onion.
Regular onions going in.
We're going to add
all real
most
food,
of this stuff.
You know?
So minced garlic.
I love garlic in pretty much everything, so I'm so glad to see that as an ingredient. What's that one?
Black pepper.
Black pepper, okay.
Some chili peppers.
Little spice, little kick, right?
Little kick, gotta
Need
have
a
some
little
kick.
something, yeah, clear those sinuses. And some thyme.
And some thyme. So we're going to go ahead and cook this up.
We just think the little bit of spices and onions smell really good already.
And there's where we're at right now.
Okay, so we're cooking it up. So we'll start with that. We'll let it cook for just a minute.
Okay.
So Stephen, how long do you cook before you put the mushrooms in?
Okay, well we cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
And then we're going to add our mushrooms.
Next step.
And that'll be about another 7 minutes.
Look at how beautifully diced those mushrooms are too. I have to pause and give you props for that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so the mushrooms go in, and then we cook for another how many minutes?
About 7 or so.
Okay, about 7 more minutes.
Get this Okay, so now we're going to add our flour and make a roux.
So, Stephen, I may seem a little ignorant for asking this question, but I don't know what a roux is. Explain.
Okay, well, a roux is equal parts fat.
Okay.
In this case, we used butter and flour.
Okay.
And you cook it depending on how dark you want your final product to be, is how dark you're going to cook it. You're just getting rid of that raw flour flavor.
Okay. Now, is this just a soup term? Is roux a soup specific
No,
term?
you use it in a few different things. Sauces, various sauces, or you get soups, or depending on what you're making.
Okay, interesting. So we're
But
making
you
a
can see
roux.
it's already coming together fairly fast.
Yeah,
So.
that's great. Okay. So now, in this case, you're doing that kind of mid-soup. Is when
Right,
you're
well,
making-
this is a mushroom soup. It should be a darker brown anyway, so I'm going to cook this down for a while, probably
Okay.
4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're going to let that go for a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so we've had that cooking for how many minutes?
Oh, this has been going on for probably a good 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay, so
You
7
see
or 8
it's getting
minutes.
dark here. It's sticking a little bit to the bottom of the pan, and that's quite all right. That's all your flavor down there. We're going
Okay.
to continue to make the soup right in this pot. It's going
And
to
now,
be fabulous.
really quick, before we got started cooking, you had mentioned that this is a little bit different in terms of how you're making the roux for this soup versus how you would maybe normally make it. So
Oh
what's
yeah,
the,
well generally you would make a roux and you would add it to whatever you're cooking. In this
I
case,
see. So your roux would be separate, and then
right.
you'd add the roux. But we're actually cooking the roux.
this is kind of
in the
a little
veggies.
shortcut, but I don't really like doing it this way, but this is the way the recipe calls for.
Okay.
So, but it seems to work, so.
Okay, so a little side note, a roux side note, as
Right.
we'll call it. Okay, so the next step is what? We're gonna add,
We're going to put, now I made, this recipe also, we call for a base rather than a broth.
okay,
Base, some people don't like cooking with bases because they're already seasoned. You can't control your seasoning yourself then.
Okay.
I think you could still add or subtract later on.
okay.
So I'm going to put that in. I've preheated it. It makes everything go so much faster.
Okay. Excuse us while we get our extra ingredients here. There's so much that we had a lot, so we had to go get.
This
okay.
is a difficult, I mean, it's a complicated recipe for
Yeah.
TV.
Definitely. Well, it's not, there's a lot of cooking, there's a lot of ingredients. And so now once you add that, you're just gonna stir it together and,
Right, and I'm putting a little bit more water in,
okay.
and
I'm gonna peek, we got a big old pot.
I'm going to add our, this is half and half. You could use
Okay.
cream, you could use milk. Milk's a little thin.
Okay.
This soup should be a little thicker.
Yeah, we want a nice hearty soup, especially this time of year.
Right, right.
So I agree with that. And a little
So-
half and half. Well, fat never killed you. We need it these days. Back
Fat
in
is-
the day,
Fat is flavor, that's what
fat
the
is
cook will tell
flavor.
you.
Well, back in the day, we were all so scared of fat. Now we know
Here
it's
we
not
are.
that bad. Okay, so
You
there
see,
we
there's
go.
all kinds of little things going on in there.
And you can't smell this at home. I feel sorry for you because it smells outstanding. So we're gonna let that cook for, how long is this one gonna cook
This
now?
is going to go about 30 minutes. now.
Okay, so there's really not too many steps. Once you kind of get it down, there's just some cooking things in between in order to make sure everything is the perfect amount of doneness and temperature and everything. So after about 30 minutes of
30.
cooking, okay, we are ready to serve the soup up, ladle it up, as they say. So what is it going to, what's the main difference between 30 minutes ago and now in terms of the process? Just everything is going to be a little softer, a little bit more well done.
Yeah, well, the flavors that have the opportunity to mingle.
Right.
basically.
Okay, so the flavors have mingled. They are mingled away, and that roux got nice and dark, and we've added the cream and everything else. So we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Now this is, what's this soup called? Remind me.
This is it's a mushroom soup.
Okay, so mushroom soup is actually part of, look at that. That looks so great.
Under these lights, it looks so light. It's a darker soup usually.
I know, well, we're here in the bright light. So if you serve your soup on the sun, this is what it's gonna look like. But tell me, this is part of your specials, right? So you have a couple of specials you're doing right now.
Well, the soup itself isn't really a special other than
Okay.
we change the soups up
Oh, okay.
frequently.
I see.
This will come around every week or two.
Okay. Oh, so we can get this occasionally. This isn't a
Yes.
one and done. Oh, fabulous. Okay. But then you do have a couple other things that are
Sure.
going on right now.
Well, our campaign right now is called California Dreamin'. I guess everybody wants to get
Cute.
that. It's
We're
warmer over
pretending
on-
it's not winter
Right,
anymore. Yeah,
exactly.
that's what's happening.
So this is well, as I mentioned on our last show, the pineapple coconut pancake, which is
Yes.
so good.
Is back, if you
Where we-
remember it.
yeah, where we
Yes.
toast the coconut and put it on top. There's little diced pieces of pineapple in the cake itself, and then we make a vanilla cream sauce, which we
Heavenly.
serve with it. It's really awesome.
Yes.
And then also, I just made the California scramble.
Yes, we had that on our last show. Loved that.
That's delicious. So
Yeah.
those are our two
Yeah.
specials that were limited time offers that we're running. We're always running a special of some kind.
So what I would do if I were you is I would come for breakfast and get the California scramble. Then I would come back for lunch and I would get the pineapple coconut pancakes.
yeah.
I almost tripped up there. And then maybe I'd take a cup of soup to go. That's my plan. What do you think?
I think that would be a fairly...
That'd be a hearty lunch.
Yeah, that's a lot of
It'd
food.
be a hearty day, but you know what? I think I'll make it happen. Well, Stephen, thank you so much. We really enjoyed this. Thank you for teaching us this fabulous soup, and we learned what a roux was today, and it's all fantastic. This is the Egg and I off of the Beltline. Stop in. They have absolutely phenomenal food. I totally recommend it. You will not be disappointed. And thanks again.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it,
It's great to
Stephen.
be here. Thank you.
Always great to see you. We're going to be right back after the break with more Restaurant Show. After the break, we are joined by 1855 Saloon and Grill, so stick around.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I am so excited to be joined now by the folks from Hy-Vee Market Grill. We have Teresa Wilson and of course Chef Joel. Welcome.
Thank you.
So good to have you guys back here. So Joel, tell us exactly what you're going to be making for us today.
All right, today we're going to do a 4-cheese ravioli. And what we're going to do is start off with a little bit of olive oil in a hot pan.
Okay.
And to that pan, we're going to add a little bit of freshly chopped garlic.
Freshly chopped garlic. How do you get it so evenly chopped? I can't get mine to look like that.
Run our knife through it as many times as it takes.
Okay. And then it starts sizzling.
Yeah, we're going to let it sizzle for a second or two and get that aroma going.
Oh, yeah,
And I always like
absolutely.
to start off with a little bit of salt and pepper. We like to layer the flavors.
Yeah. Salt and pepper I found is just, it's such a simple thing that we kind of take for granted, but it's just a really great seasoning, obviously.
So now we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream.
All right. Nice. And it starts
And
bubbling
then
there.
we have a little bit of Alfredo sauce. We don't want too much, but just a little bit.
Okay.
So basically what the sauce is a vodka tomato sauce, which the vodka is already in the tomato sauce.
Oh, okay. You didn't bring the
So,
bottle with you this time around?
no.
Okay. Oh, maybe next time. So do you make that tomato sauce then?
We do. We make everything in-house,
All right.
fresh from scratch.
Wow. So you stew the tomatoes and all that good stuff?
Yep.
That is awesome. Okay,
So we're going to stir this around a little bit. And then our 4-cheese ravioli, we're going to plop right in there and let this kind of heat up a little bit.
Yeah, gotta have the flip. Gotta have the flip there. And that color, I just love how the colors all kind of come together. That's
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
That's beautiful. So, Teresa, this is your first time with us here in the Restaurant Show. Welcome, first of all. I wanted to just kind of talk to you about a couple of things that you have going on. First of all, talk to us about what we've got here. What is this?
We have our buckets of beer.
Okay.
You can get 5 beers for $10 in a bucket.
Sure.
We serve it to you on ice so
Uh-huh.
you can enjoy it
Okay. Okay. And this is for game day? Is that kind of the
any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Yep.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Wow, cool. And you guys have some daily specials, as I understand. Tuesday through Sunday, at the very least, you've got some different specials. Can you talk to us a little bit about what those are?
Sure. On Tuesday nights, we have kids eat free with any adult entree, so bring
Okay.
the kids in.
Bring the kids on Tuesday.
Wednesday, half-price sushi and bottles of wine.
Half-price sushi and half-price bottles of wine.
Yep.
Wow, sushi and bottles of wine. That's great. It's a great combination. And then Thursday,
We have some. We have a sirloin.
8-ounce sirloin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For $10.
And this is all grilled to order, and that's the thing that people often don't think about if they've never been to Hy-Vee, is that this is an actual full-service restaurant right there in the grocery store. So they'll cook that steak to order right there for you. And then
Yep.
Friday?
And then Friday we have our fish fry. We have walleye and cod.
All right.
So,
Very nice.
and you could get that fried or baked. So,
Baked or fried, very
Mm-hmm.
good. And then Saturday.
and then Saturday we have our prime rib special.
Yes. And then Sunday, drum roll please, this is my favorite part, we have the
Sunday brunch.
Sunday Brunch Buffet. Folks, if you have not tried the Sunday Brunch Buffet, you are missing out. They've got so much there. They've got, I think you've got a, it's not rib roast, but you've got some sort of prime rib. You got prime rib there. There's smoked salmon, anything from the Chinese bar, anything from the salad bar, I believe. It's all, and even a lot of the desserts are there for you, and you can get as much as you want.
Oh, yes.
So this is the finished product. This is the 4 cheese ravioli. Okay.
And we just garnished it with a little bit of fresh parsley and Parmesan cheese.
Awesome. And you know, I said I was going to bring a fork with me so that I could try some of this stuff out, but I didn't bring that with me. But I would like to try that afterwards for sure.
This is one of my favorite.
I mean, it looks delicious, and the fact that it's got the vodka sauce, no joke, is a really, really good sauce. I mean, anytime you have that, that's great. You guys do ordering online.
We do.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
So you can go online and order, or you can call it order in, and then we will have it ready. You just come and pick it up.
So it's like curbside pickup then. So you can call ahead or order online, and then they'll have the food ready for you. And the entire menu is available at HyVeeMarketGrill.com. And you guys have sushi, pastas, buffet, seafood, steaks, chicken, and salads. You've got such a wide variety.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So now, Joel, tell me how long you've been doing this. How long have you been working at Hy-Vee?
Been with Hy-Vee for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
So.
And do you get quite a bit of flexibility as far as kind of coming up with some of the ideas there? Or?
A lot of the stuff I do get to come up with. Corporate does do some of the stuff as well. So,
sure.
You know, it's kind of a combination of both of us coming together and making sure we have a lot of great food to offer the public.
So if we were to go to a different market grill that's not the one in Fitchburg, because you're out of the one in Fitchburg,
right.
If we were to go to a different market grill, we'd find a lot of the same menu items, but maybe some different things too.
Perhaps. We are doing different specials, so you might find something different on a Friday night in Iowa than you would up here. I don't know if they have fish fry in Iowa or not.
Sure. And speaking of Iowa, the first Hy-Vee Market Grill, Hy-Vee's a grocery store that's been around for a long time, and the first Market Grill, the restaurant component, was established in Urbandale, Iowa in 2012. So not that long ago, and now there's over 70 different Market Grill locations. So this is a kind of a phenomenon where getting food made to order at the same place where you buy food to cook yourself is amazing. And that's sometimes when I was first introduced to Hy-Vee when we were living in southwestern Wisconsin, and we went to Dubuque, Iowa, and they didn't have as expansive as a Market Grill as you guys do, but that's where we went to eat there all the time. And so when I found that you guys are moving to Madison, I got really, really excited. So that's awesome. So you had a new menu. We just have a couple seconds left, but you had a new menu at the end of October. You kind of changed your menu at the end of October. How's that been going?
It's been going really well. We've gotten a lot of great compliments on it, and we look forward to hearing more and more compliments in the future.
Yeah. So head over to Hy-Vee Market Grill in Fitchburg and check out the new menu that was recently updated at the end of October. Teresa Wilson and Chef Joel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's Restaurant Show. I had a great time checking out all these great local restaurants. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and remember that life is too short to eat average.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuCline Mechanical Services.